Just 24 hours back, yet another Hindu temple in Canada was vandalized. Anti-Modi graffiti was sprayed on the walls of the BAPS Shri Swaminarayan Mandir in Windsor, Ontario. Take a look at these visuals. It has become the latest Hindu temple to be defaced with anti-India graffiti, which is actually a series of incidents that have taken place since July 2021. According to local police in Ontario, the suspects were seen just after 12 a.m. on Wednesday, with one of them keeping watch while the other vandalized the building, as you can see in these visuals. And although they were wearing nondescript clothing, the defacement of the temple walls quite clearly gave away their affiliation, the Khalistan separatist movement. Many incidents like this have happened in the country, yet no arrests have taken place in Canada. Khalistan supporters have been causing mayhem not just in Canada but elsewhere too, from Canada to Australia and even the United Kingdom. Supporters of this separatist movement have been running amok and brazenly committing acts of violence and vandalism. Such incidents are not isolated occurrences, ladies and gentlemen. These are very much connected. And despite the garb of separatism that the Khalistan supporters proclaim, these shameful and deplorable acts are very clearly driven by Hinduphobia.
Do you feel that you are a victim of Hinduphobia in the West?
I think circumstances have forced me to believe that yes, I am a victim, and only my victimhood that no other Karan Kataria repeats. Know that injustice that is done to me is not done to someone else, is what make me, after exhausting all the appeals within the student union and no justice given, no principles of natural justice, rule of law followed. So if this, not a Hinduphobia, not a racism, then what? So I need an answer to that. This is what my limited knowledge made me put it in this way.
आपको हिंदू होने का नुकसान भुगतना पड़ा लंदन स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स में?
जो परिस्थितियां दिखाती हैं उसमें अवश्य ये कुछ ना कुछ, मैं एक गर्व से मैं कह सकता हूं कि मैं हिंदू हूं और मैं अपने सभी जो प्रैक्टिसेस, जो सारी चीजें हम फॉलो करते हैं, उसको गर्व से यदि हम प्रोपोगेट करें, उनका प्रचार प्रसार करें और अपने उन मूल्यों से हम जुड़े रह करके कार्य करें, तो शायद किसी और को इससे परेशानी नहीं होनी चाहिए. तो यदि किसी अन्य व्यक्ति को मेरे एक्टिव होने से, सक्रिय होने से कोई दिक्कत होती है, तो शायद हिंदूफोबिया और हिंदू हेट, एकम सत विपरा बहुदंती, you might term it as a Hindu hate or Hindu phobia or racism, but yes, we need to name it, we need to call it, because this is not the first case. Rashmi Samant had to resign from Oxford Union president. How many Karan Kataria this time will see? There might be someone else tomorrow. Again, if you want to question my disqualification, please give me proof. This is the rule of law and principles of natural justice, that you need to tell me on what grounds, what evidences, who is the complainant, who has done that. Just saying that we received this, we are disqualifying you, without giving an opportunity of being heard, fair, no transparency. This is not democratic values. This is not the liberal or the present society that we want to build.
That was Karan Kataria, the Indian origin student at the London School of Economics, who claimed that he was discriminated against for being a Hindu nationalist. Now, in March, the British House of Commons discussed a fact-finding report by the Delhi-based think tank Centre for Democracy, Pluralism and Human Rights. The report, titled The Rise of Territorial Majoritarianism and Hinduphobia, investigated its root cause, taking the August 2022 clashes between Hindus and Muslims in Leicester in the UK as primary reference. News9's Pankaj Mishra spoke to one of the co-authors of that report, Rashmi Samant, to find out more. Listen in.
at least here in Britain, the Hindu community, despite being very successful, high education attainment rates, 0% prison population. Despite that, they are stereotyped as Hindutva goons, and this narrative carries, this narrative flies, and the vilification of Hindus, unfortunately, because of the anti-Hindu hate, it's wild and it's widespread. And unfortunately, with that going, any amount of information is it's insufficient to combat misinformation, because the misinformation seems to be supported by loads of theories and lots of stereotypical profiles that exist online and in the minds of people.
Right, let's now take this across to the guests who are joining us live at the Zava, Mr. J.K. Tripathi, former diplomat, and Asif Ramiz Daudi, foreign affairs expert. Thank you both of you gentlemen for joining us on this broadcast here on News9. Let me begin with Mr. J.K. Tripathi, former diplomat. Mr. J.K. Tripathi, talk to us. Another Hindu temple vandalized in Canada to just less than 24 hours time, and still no arrests have taken place. How much of a failure is this on the part of the foreign governments in question, be it Canada or Australia, for not acting on them enough? Because we've seen a series of incidents that have been stretching for more than a year, nearly 2 now.
Well, I think, you see, in these two countries specifically, the governments, in name of the, freedom of expression, they are tolerating things that go beyond a certain limit of toleration. But they still are tolerating these things. You see, you are independent. You are free to express anything. But as the saying goes, that your freedom ends on my nose. Your freedom should not hurt my sentiments. You can target any other. You can write whatever you can write or deface whatever you want to do in your home, but not in a public place, not a place for a certain community. And especially in Canada, I am surprised because I am not surprised, rather, because in Canada there is, as you know, there is a Sikh in Canadian cabinet who is pro-Khalistani, and he is supposed to be instrumental in all this. I don't know why these people are trying to vandalize vandalize a Hindu temple or Hindu place of worship, or why are they trying to uh, have a, why are they trying to target Hindus, be it in Canada or be it in Australia? What I feel is that there are certain communities of Indian diaspora who are very much scared of the growing popularity of Modi and also the growing power of India, and that is why they want to they want and why they want, because they are instigated by others, other vested interest groups, other foreign governments, foreign countries. They are instigated to do this, and they are doing this. Look at the picture you are saying. There are old people who have, I think, who must have spent their entire youth in India. There are youngsters who just don't know what India exactly is, and they have also been robbed in to roped into just have demonstration and flag hosting against India. This is
Right.
pathetic. This is
Right.
very, very much abominable.
Right. Asif Ramesh
Yes,
Daudi, the question I'm trying to bring this across to you with is that, are you seeing this clear emergence of, Hinduphobia, which is stopping these liberal countries from taking the sort of action that they should, had it happened to anybody else?
Well, and what I have to say here, first of all, whenever there are these kinds of, problems, I strongly condemn that. And I do it here right now on your show. And I want to send a message that whosoever is doing that, they should not do it. And the governments of those concerned and particular countries should make note of that and take proper necessary action that these things don't happen anymore. That is one thing. Now, second thing, when it comes to phobia, I'm working on this subject for a long time. whether it's even exam phobia, any phobia, Hindu phobia, Muslim phobia, Islamophobia, or regionalism. I mean, whatever kinds of discrimination, or whenever there is a kind of division, whenever there is a challenge on the coexistence when people live, I always try to strongly object. And in this particular situation, what I see, it's something that should be immediately taken into note. And for this, as I said in the last debate also with you only, that when something happens on a foreign land and it happens regularly, then we need to ask and we need to understand that what is the intention or agenda or the purpose of that particular government, that they are not able to stop that. Here, it's the role. I mean, Ambassador Tripathi sir is there, and he spoke so nicely that we talk about rights and duties. Okay, you may have your rights, you may have your freedom of speech or whosoever. Then your duties are something that you must take care of others. As he rightly said, that where your nose starts, your rights stop there. So here, for in my opinion, Anand, what I have to say is it's highly condemnable and it should not be repeated. The government of that country must take note of this. I reiterate, and proper action should be taken against that. When it comes to any phobia, when it comes to Hindu phobia, as you said, when it comes to waste, we know that there are certain forces, anti-India sentiments are there. I'm not talking only about Hindu phobia. I'm talking about anti-India sentiment in general. And they always try to work and they always try to instigate people. They try to do something that the nation in general at large gets defamed, which is not possible at all. Here, this could be one of the links to that agenda, to that narrative where they are trying to defame our nation. Now we know about we had a discussion on Khalistan, Khalistani's movement and how they attacked in the Australia and other Indian consulates. In the last discussion, we spoke about that. Similarly, if these things happen again and it takes place in different countries, you talk about UK, you talk about Canada or Australia, the the concerned government should be properly you know uh, have a kind of dialogue and discussion. We should try to engage with them through the diplomatic channels, and if nothing happens, there are several ways that we can easily deal with this, but it should be instantly, immediately checked and stopped, Anand.